Howdy Hyperspace, I'm Quasar, and welcome to the only show where we don't think, we overthink. Today's tune of choice is Brightney, that funny little bookworm who knows way more than she should. But as I'm sure you know by now, the best way to get to know a tune is its information card. Quote, Brightney is one clever lamp, always coming up with bright ideas. She teaches children on how to think up solutions to their everyday problems, end quote. Okay, so believe it or not, this is actually quite undermining for Brightney. She has way more than solving problems and thinking up solutions, although both of those things are true to her character. See, Brightney runs a book club. We know this thanks to her interaction with Tisha, where she states herself as the president of the aforementioned book club. This is one of those groups in Danny's world, kind of like the circus trio. We all know that Louie, Plot, and Yada are part of the circus trio, but what is lesser known is the members of the book club. Well, obviously Brightney, aside from her, the most immediate members are Astro as well as Razzle and Daz. Not technically Razzle, see both of them have to attend it because, well, but Razzle just sleeps while Dazzle actually talks with the other members of the club. Now I want to talk about the book club for now, but it's not all Brightney has going for her. In fact, she has something that is far more mysterious, of course being something we bring up later because we need to learn more about her dialogue with Cosmo. How's that cookbook I gave you? Cosmo, it's great, Brightney. Sprout and I are learning a lot of recipes from the book. Brightney, I'm glad to hear that. I didn't know Sprout enjoyed the cookbook as well. Cosmo, yeah, we sit together and read it when we get the chance to. We see Brightney do this a lot. She has a tendency to give other tunes things. See her interaction with Scraps. Lovely to see you. Have you solved that puzzle I let you borrow? Scraps. Oh, it's a puzzle? Well, about that, Brightney, did you lose a piece again? Scraps. Maybe? Brightney, I'll help you find it later. Don't worry about it. She gave Scraps a puzzle. This and the Cosmo interaction characterizes her as giving. Literally. Another big piece of her character is her note-taking. She is one of few tunes that currently have a tune room. For some reason, where are the rest? In her tune room, we see a paper that is a checklist. At the end of her list, we see make another list. This is a pretty fun piece of her character, and honestly, isn't that important? Or is it? Now, before we get into the big Brightney stuff, which I can't wait to get into, it is amazing, I would like to just ask you one thing. Please subscribe. I'm aiming to get 40,000 subscribers by the end of this month, and you can help with that by just clicking that little button right there. It helps so much. If you're already subscribed, then please do like the video. Or that anvil above my head comes down and crushes me. I don't really know who put it there, but I know it's going to kill me if you don't subscribe, and I am scared. Back to Brightney though, we've got to talk about gossips, but please do remember the book club. That becomes very important later on. As of the current Dandy's World version, there are 4 gossips about her, being from the star of the show Dandy, Dial, Mr. Trainwreck himself, emotionally speaking of course, Bobblehead, and my son. The most important is Bobette's, shockingly enough. Please subscribe to Anvils. It's right there. Anyway, we'll delve into Bobette's shortly. We're starting with Danica's Danceverse because it is extremely important. I was up late at night once, you know, doing flower things, and you wouldn't believe who I saw all the way down the hallway. And I'm talking about a long hallway. It was Brightney. I wonder what she was doing up so late. It's not like she could sneak around well, even if she was doing something secretive. As much as I want to talk about Dandy's flower things, we're gonna save that for the Dandy video. Brightney being up late at night is weird based off of what we know about her. I mean, it's not like she has something weirdly tied to the lore of the game, therefore implying that she knows more about things than most tunes. Right? Well, thank goodness I'm wrong, because wow, Brightney has a lot going on. We get a ton more as seen in that very important Bobette gossip I brought up just a little bit ago. Did I just? No, it's I just said Brightney is so sweet during this time of year, or I'd assume. I only ever see her at this time of year. But I say that because she is always offering to help me get a lot of the lights set up. I've asked her how she's able to direct all the power to keep the lights well lit. I always thought we'd have less energy from the shutdown. She never gives a direct answer though. It's odd now that I think about it. Huh. Ahem. Bazowie zoo weewa. I might cut this line. It'd be really funny if I left it in though. That is insane. The second I read this gossip, my theorist brain turned on. Except not. It was already on, but I lied again. In fact, it was going at 2 times speed. Except that's wrong. It was going 2 times faster than everyone else. Except that's wrong again, because 2 times 0 is still 0. It was plus 87 times 2. Now, our last few lines dwelling in this interaction are actually so insane. Bobette speaks of how Brightney has something to do with the lights. I hear an evil viewer thinking, of course she has something to do with lights. She's a lamp. That's not what I mean, sir. Ma'am? Sorry, it's hard to get a read on someone's gender through their I'm a guy, idiot. Oh, thank you, evil viewer. Well, not really. You did call me an idiot. Anyway, what Brightney has to do with the lights is so very interesting. When I first learned of this gossip, I was incredibly intrigued. I even wrote a whole FNAF joke into the script about it. My initial thoughts were somewhere along the lines of Brightney could have learned about the Ichor operation and might even be helping Dandy with the lights. After all, it seems the machines have something to do with powering the facility. Something that makes us even more curious about the lights is her interaction with Ginger. Brightney, I appreciate the help you offer when Christmas comes around. You know, with the lighting. Brightney, haha, no need to thank me really, I barely do anything when it comes to all those festive lights. Ginger, but you do, Bobette tells me so, and I just wanted to let you know it's appreciated. Brightney, oh well thanks, even if I still think it's not much on my end. At first glance, this is already very enticing, but the line where she says, haha, no need to thank me really, I barely do anything when it comes to all those festive lights. This tells us she does more than we initially thought with the normal lighting. How so? Well, if she didn't have anything to do with the lighting around Garden View, then she would have said, I barely do anything when it comes to all those lights. But due to her singling out the festive lights, it fully showcases just how much she matters. Contrary to this, we have something so much better and with far more evidence when we pair it with Dandy's gossip. From his gossip, we learn that Brightney could never be sneaky, but from Bobette's, we find out she has a secret or two. Thing is, despite Dandy seeing Brightney down the hall, we know she can in fact hide. See, throughout interactions with other toons, we learn quite a bit about Brightney's light. Quite a lot, actually. In Sprout's interaction, he's worried about her light getting her the Twisted's attention. Quote, well, your light, it can get you easily seen, end quote. Her light causing her low stealth is quite obvious, but what we really need to know is if she can turn it off. In her Rudy dialogue, she states that she can swap it out for different colors. And if she can swap it out, she can absolutely turn it off for a little bit. At this point, you have the evidence. Well, most of it. I mean, I'm gatekeeping the most important part until the end so you feel shocked and impressed by my cool writing skills. With a Z. What I'm getting at is Brightney turns off her light to sneak away and learn about Garden View. With her light off, no one knows where she's lurking. She can learn things no other toon knows. Brightney already knows more about how the lighting works compared to Bobette, a main toon. Most assume that mains are more than side characters, which is why we never assume. Let's not tarnish Ming's reputation here. The only problem is there's no reason for Brightney to want to learn more things about Garden View. I mean, it's not like we have proof for her wanting to solve a mystery, right? Or that would be a lie. What if I told you she tries to solve something right in front of us, and it's the interaction with the least suspecting toon? Brightney, you know, I'm not even sure what kind of rock you are. Pebble, bark bark. Brightney, insignious, sedimentary, maybe metamorphic? Pebble, arf. Brightney, you sure are one cute little mystery. Now, on the surface, we see her actively try to solve a mystery. She calls it one herself. Once more, I must say, there's even more proof, being her interaction with Mr. Detective himself. Roger, got any new cases you're working on? Roger, Brightney, why of course, a great detective is always working. Brightney, of course, if you ever need some help, you know where to find me. Roger. Brightney, as kind as you are smart, I'll keep that in mind. Brightney, aw, thank you. This is like saying, hey Mr. Detective, got any cases you want help with? She asks if he is working on cases, then offers to help. It is also possible that Brightney could be a sort of secret assistant to Roger. After all, not many toons would trust him, especially Dandy. But you know who they would trust? The innocent little lamb who's busy all the time, constantly making lists and running a book club would be quite tiring, which is why it is the perfect cover-up. No one suspects a thing. This last part feels more out there though. So, in conclusion, Brightney is hiding around with her light off in order to gather information about how Garden View works. It's also possible that she's working with Roger. Either way, it is important to note this is just a theory. A game theory! I do want to hear all of your thoughts about it in the comments because boy am I proud of this one. Also, gigantic thanks to muffinthief for designing my little guy and making me the PNGs. With that being said, that's all the time we've got. Also, please like or hype the video. That helps a lot too. Alright, please don't die in a car crash. Hi, I thought it was gonna crush me.